welcome back. It's Melanie, your She Shed Scrapper. So today we are here with a 2-page layout using a couple different forms of mixed media and then a cut file by Paige Evans. So here you can see me using my Heidi Swapp Color Shine, and I just picked out 2 colors that was going to match the papers that I was going to use, and then just kind of randomly splattered over that first page. And then this one here, I wanted to place that playground cut file on the bottom, so I just kind of needed to see where I should kind of spray it. So I went ahead and did the sprays first so that they could dry while I continued on with the layout. So while those were drying, I decided to back this cut file. Like I said, it's a cut file by Paige Evans. I will link her Facebook page down below because I believe it's every Friday she gives out a free cut file, and most of the time they are quite awesome, and so I highly suggest taking advantage of that. So the 6x6 papers that I'm actually using to back this are a travel collection, but they had a lot of great kind of polka dotted papers or arrows, things that weren't necessarily travel, and so I used that to back the cut file. And I didn't make you watch the whole thing. So here what I'm doing is using my molding paste and using this Echo Park stencil just to give the layout some more dimension. So I believe this page is the one that is going to have the playground at the bottom, and so I just kind of did it around the outside. And then this one here, this page is only going to have one picture, and so I just wanted it to kind of come out of where the picture is going to be laying. I probably should have let the sprays dry a little bit longer, but for the most part it did not smear or anything, so I was thankful for that. I was a little impatient, so I was glad that it didn't really smear. And then I had to let that dry for quite a while as well. And so what I decided to do is cut different size strips of paper using the same papers that I cut or back the cut file with. And usually I am such a linear, uniform kind of scrapbooker, but this one here, I decided to, like I said, have different size strips, and I didn't have them straight whatsoever. I had them crooked. Obviously, you can tell that I intended them to be that crooked. It's not like I just placed them down. But I really like the way it turned out, especially with the kind of like the messy mixed media background and whatnot. And so I decided, since I liked how they were placed there, I would back the picture. So I did double back it, white and then that green kind of diagonal stripe. And so I decided to tape down the picture to hold those strips in place. And then I went back and I think kind of like glued them down a little bit extra where they needed. But that way I didn't have to worry about getting them how I wanted them or how they had looked in the first place. So just a kind of tip that I did there. And then I decided, because of the messy background, I did kind of want to distress some of the edges, or give it more of a distressed look. And so I ripped off the white paper there and used my stapler and stapled the edges back, and then backed it with some of the same paper that is in the layout. And then I had these fun wow. Oh my goodness, I wanted to say epic because that's what I'm reading. Fun titles. They are from Heidi Swapp, I believe, and they're clear. I've had them for a while and haven't really used them, so I wanted to kind of see if I could use them up. And the second page of the layout is my son at a playground, so I figured epic fun would be a good title, and that way I could use them up a little bit and the colors kind of matched. One thing I do want to mention, the white paper is actually the Vicki Boutin Foundations paper. I am still kind of experimenting with the different mixed media types on the paper, and I decided not to use gesso for this layout and see how that kind of went. And actually the sprays held up really nicely. I don't think the paper's really bending or warping at all. So I was really pleased with that because a lot of times I don't really want to gesso a bunch. You know, if I have a lot of like, if I'm using the oxides and the water splotchy technique, then I would probably gesso, but it was nice seeing that I did not need to gesso the background with the sprays. So while I went on that little rant, you can see that I did cut tiny strips of that green striped paper and placed it on the top and the bottom, and then added some stars to the title and a little tab, I guess I'll call it, to the top left. I want to kind of make a embellishment cluster up there and wanted that kind of as my base. So I went and grabbed more of my boy 12 by 12 sticker sheets to see what else I could add to that cluster up top. And so I found these two kind of arrows and the colors matched pretty well. So I used that, and then I thought I did, and then I was pretty sure, sorry, I couldn't figure out what I was doing. I dated the tab at the top just to kind of fill in that space. So I just brought out my date stamp and dated that. So that finished off page 1. Page 2, honestly, I don't know that I really embellished too much because of the mixed media background and the large cut file. So, I do think I double back these pictures as well. It's just something that I have been doing a lot of lately. I just feel like it helps the pictures pop. The pictures don't fade into the patterned paper of the background, I feel like, with the white added in between them. And so I double back those, and then I'm trying to figure out the placement of the pictures with those kind of flags at the top of the playground. I felt like they were taking away from the pictures, and I didn't like how that looked. So I actually cut them off and like that so much better. So once I figure out kind of the placement of the pictures, I'm just going to glue everything down and glue the playground down as well, and then get to embellishing. So I have quite a bit of stars left over. I did add a couple to the first page, and so I'm sitting here trying to figure out how to embellish. So I brought back the first page to kind of see what I could do. So I found that little tab and I added that to the top left, and added some stars there. And then I do believe that I rip the top there, yes, and add some more of that blue polka dotted. I had just left the scraps on the back. I didn't think it really mattered, but then I needed it for the second page, so I ripped the top there and added that to the background. And then I just kind of went through my embellishments, my stickers and whatnot, trying to look at kind of what to place in that bottom or that middle corner there. And so I found this play flag that I thought looked great, and I just added a couple of stars there, swapped out some of the colors, but that is actually going to finish off the layout. So here are some of the close-ups. You can really see the molding paste in the close-ups and that like plus sign pattern. So I'm really pleased with how this layout turned out and how all the mixed media turned out. So I hope you guys like it, and we'll see you next time. Thanks.